Hi everyone. Yeah, so I just did obviously probably I'd say about roughly an hour ago now. I can't really remember because it took a while to upload the video. But yeah, obviously I put a bit of David Bowie, didn't I? Free collection, like records, I mean, numbered. So yeah, 3 vinyls of David Bowie I put up and stuff. Obviously, like I said on that video, it was Next Day's one, and then Black Star, I think. Yeah, and then that other one single, which I couldn't remember the name ever of that one. But yeah, I did them 3 because, like I said in that last video, sadly don't have any other ones at the moment. So sorry if it seemed a bit dull on that one, but I'm gonna get reissues once the reissues come. I won't obviously reissue. I won't really like review them 2 albums that I just mentioned. I'll obviously do the other 2 because I've never ever thingied them. And like I also mentioned as well about sorry if you keep hearing Paul Weller because I've probably got it up too loud. Yeah, like I mentioned as well, I'll probably get some more David Bowie ones when I'm away, which is only a couple of weeks time. I don't know yet what could happen, you know, I'm still in need of like a lot of things. Today's video is obviously going to be, of course, sort of say an update, but also mainly a CD collection of who I just mentioned, who I had to turn the volume down because I said I'm really sorry if that's too loud. But yeah, Paul Weller's, Paul Weller's lot. So yeah, I think I have done some CD ones, didn't I, once? I can't remember, I think, vaguely. I might have done, I might have not done. I can't remember off by heart, or it might have just been DVDs, but I did some albums as well. So yeah, this video is obviously going to be a longer one, so I apologise if it's too long, you know. You don't have to obviously get, you know, watch the boring parts, you can continue and skip through to the good parts, you know, I wouldn't blame you. But first of all, obviously we know from, you know, when I've gone through all my vinyls and stuff, first album was of course Paul Weller on it, obviously the first one. I have this now on CD. I found this literally the other day where I mentioned on my little post, so if you've seen my post, please have a look because I updated and said it's a really recommended place to go to. They have tons of CDs there, they have tons of vinyls there. It's based in Hitchin, Hertfordshire. It's literally like an antique vintage sort of shop. You'll see loads of good stuff in there. There's like even jewelries, there's badges there, you name it. There's a lot of good stuff there. I go there myself. I never ever really buy anything out of there. I have only brought in the past like more mainly on like Doctor Who stuff because Doctor Who things nowadays are quite hard to get hold of. Obviously what I mentioned obviously on my steelbooks, and I showed them on my videos. But yeah, obviously like I say, mostly these CDs and stuff and that I saw the other day in that shop. Didn't really look and see these in the past, but yeah, I found all these and I was really happy. Most of these weren't actually bad on prices. Literally this one, I think, because I've took the pricing of it now, was only about £3, which was good. Obviously, you know, it comes with a little disc. I don't know what version this is, to be fair, if it's like the original, because I have a different one when I went to on my other videos you might have seen. Also, you know, I did that little review on it, didn't I, which was Clam Down Records in Manchester. That version was obviously a different one, it looked like to me, compared to the one I found the other day. So I don't know if there's a load of different versions of these CDs. It's really, you know, surprising. But I'm not going to really go through all the tracks on that and stuff because, like I mentioned, yeah, on that one, that was obviously in Manchester. I did a little bit of review at least on that one. So you've already seen it. This one as well cost me £3 the other day. You can tell which one the next one will be. It's Paul Weller Wildwood. This obviously has got Sunflower, Can You Hear Us, Holy Man, Wildwood, instrumental, all the pictures on the wall. Has My Fire Really Gone Out, Country, instrumental 2, 5th Season, Weaver, instrumental part 2. Foot of the Mountain, Shadow of the Sun, Holy Man, reprise, and then obviously Moon on Your Pajamas, but obviously it hasn't got Hung Up, I think. Hung Up is another track I think on this, but I think that comes through on the deluxe version, which I'm hoping to get hopefully soonish. I don't know yet because I've brought a lot of stuff recently, you know, and like I said on my last video, not going on a record yet because of customs, trying to sort out a situation on that to get that record, because that is literally the last one to complete my well a lot. But yeah, I'm not going to mention which one that is because then I'll give away, you know, the good old the next video when I go through all them again. So yeah, I don't want to ruin that part. But yeah, this one obviously is the CD, which was quite good. It's in a good condition as well. It's not too bad, you know, the way I've paid for it. £3 is nothing. It's still got the price tag on there from the old days, £12.49. And I also found somebody's receipt when they first brought it, so that was very surprising. I don't really think I'm going to pull it all out because it's going to probably drag on my video, so I apologise if you're not having a look at it and all that sort of thing. Yeah. So yeah, you probably could guess what's in there because there's probably about, I think there was only 1 or 2 CDs, can't remember, and then all obviously of little other bits. The next one was Livewood, and nowadays I don't know if this is hard or it's quite common to get, but But Live Wood is actually quite a good one. I played this a moment ago, and it is quite good because, yeah, it's a live concert one. It's from the old days after them 2 albums as well, which was fantastic. You know, the little booklet you can see at the front as well, and then obviously, of course, the picture there and stuff. The CD version, you know, is amazing. I mean, all these CDs ones are quite good. They're similar to the records, but I'm not going to obviously go and ruin it and tell you which records I've got, because then that would spoil the whole video. Obviously, when the whole video comes up as completion, it is the next one. But yeah, this Live Woods is quite good and stuff. It's got all the good tracks on here, like Ball Rush and so on. I'm not going to go through them all. You know, Remember How We Started, them sort of ones which I just mentioned on the first one plus second. You know, Shadow of the Sun, Can You Heal Us, Holy Man. It's mainly based on them two, when it's first album, and of course Wildwoods. Number 3, obviously we're going to know what number 3 is Stanley Road. This one also got recently, which was only, like I said, from that store, £2. You know, it has Changing Man, Putting Girls, Walk on Good Spin, You Design to Me, Good Time Passes, Stanley Road. Yeah, Stanley Road, that was it. Broken Stones, Out of Sync, Pink on White Walls, yeah. Multiple End, Will Speed. You know, I don't want to obviously get dragging, like I say, on every single CD reviews and stuff, because, you know, I've probably briefly gone through it maybe on my vinyls and stuff as well. So if you watched that video and stuff, then you'd know obviously the tracks anyway off that, what I mentioned and things and stuff. But yeah, this is similar to, even I'd say, like, because of all the artworks that inside it and stuff, similar to like the record itself as well, you can tell. And it, you know, I haven't obviously opened that record, but there's a booklet inside. I've had obviously the first copy pressed before, so I remember what kind of, you know, things it looks like inside anyway and whatnot. But yeah, again, this was a bargain, found it. You can probably even also find these from like charity shops, so go have a look around charity shops. I found this the other day in a charity shop. It was only about £1.25, so it was like much cheaper than that, what I paid £2. But me being me, because it was down my old way, I didn't buy it because I didn't know how much it was. I thought, oh, these are going to be about £2 something, because, you know, some charity shops can vary. Nah, it wasn't. It was £1.25, so yeah, I've gone and paid more than the one I could have got the other day. Heliocentric, which obviously is another amazing good one. Yeah, on that track was this album, sorry, the tracks was like, you know, He's the Keeper, Frighten, Sweet Pea, My Sweet Pea, A Whale's Tale, Back in the Fire, Dust and Rocks, There's No Drinking After You've Dead, Time Temperature, Picking Up Sticks, Love Less. This one obviously I just played a moment ago again, because, you know, I've not really listened to mostly all the CDs, like the albums. I mainly obviously recently played like the DVD version, so the actual concerts footage. 2 obviously I recorded, didn't I, and upload on my videos and stuff and whatnot. But yeah, you can obviously tell from this and stuff. It's similar to, like I was saying, but also what I mentioned a moment ago, like the vinyls and things as well. If you've got the vinyl on that, you obviously, you know, you've seen this in it, because you got that great big booklet thing that comes with it. That is, again, I've had in the past and stuff. I remember myself that booklet that came free with it and everything, and that had all them lyrics thing on that, so that was a good thing on that. Next one is of course Days of Speed. I showed obviously that vinyl again in my, you know, video with all them ones. Again, I probably won't go really through with all these tracks. I've mentioned obviously just probably the same amount ago, and some of them I've already reviewed and stuff, excuse me. But yeah, these obviously, you know, it's got all the nice little booklet things inside it. This was the one I brought from Oxfam the other day in Stevenage. This was the only literally the well album they had. There was no other ones. Before I saw, which I just showed you a moment ago, Stanley Rhodes one, that was there. I was trying to see if that was there. No, I didn't have it, so instead, yeah, it was this one. But Days of Speed, this is quite a good copy, to be fair. What I paid for this. This was quite a little bit more pricey. It's about £2.49, so it's probably for like 50p more, obviously, and stuff. But, you know, the way it's been looked after and stuff, it's actually quite good, the way it is in condition way. So yeah, it's literally quite good how much I paid, in my opinion. This one, obviously, you know, I don't say it's like easy, you can get it out of a charity shop either nowadays. I might be wrong, because maybe a lot of people might have seen it in a charity shop a lot of times, but it varies anywhere you live and stuff. If you come across it in a charity shop and that, you might spot it, you might not, who knows, you might be in luck one day and stuff. The main ones I've always seen in charity shops is like Heliocentric itself and Stanley Road. I've always come across them two, which is bizarre. And I think also Heavy Soul I might have seen in the past in like charity shop, but I don't think that's what I say. You know, I mentioned is Days of Speed. I've not really seen that around, so I don't know if it's like common or quite rare getting in charities. So yeah, correct me if you've obviously seen it yourselves or brought it from a charity shop before, you know. But yeah. Next one, Studio, obviously 150, which is Paul Weller. This is a limited edition one, and it has all the bonus tracks on this, which is amazing. The bonus disc was obviously Thinking of You, Bottle, One Way Road, Wishing You on a Star, If I Could Only Be Sure, and obviously of course Come Together. The disc one, of if you didn't know all the tracks off by heart, is If I Could Only Be Sure, which I kind of mentioned in the last one, Wishing on a Star, Don't Make Promises to Bottle, Black is the Colour, that's it, Close to You, Early Morning Rain, One Way Road, Hercules, Thinking of You, All Along the Watchtower, yeah, that was it, and then Birds. This edition is not in the greatest of shape. It's collected dust and everything over the years and stuff. There's a bit down and out. Same as the inside is a bit down and out. But, you know, it has double disc and stuff inside it. It's got that little booklet again, which is in most things you can get stuff. But, yeah, this one obviously was quite a good copy. You know, it's not bad. The way it's obviously been looked after, is it? But, yeah. Next one, of course, is As Is Now and stuff, which is another good album again, and this one is actually brand new sealed. The reason it's brand new sealed because I hardly seen this around in the shops nowadays. Correct me if I'm wrong, but yeah, this one I have definitely, literally, you could probably tell even as well, it's come from Amazon, so it's brand new from that reason. This is obviously on this one is Blink and You'll Miss It, Paper Smile. The well known more ones is Come On Let's Go, Here's the Good News, The Start of Forever, Pan, All on a Misty Morning, another good one again you might more know, From the Floorboards Up, I Want to Make It Alright, Savages, Fly Little Bird, Roll Along Summer, Bring Back the Funk, 1 and 2 parts, and then obviously The Pebble and the Boy. And yeah, this one's obviously another good one. I love this one. This one, Studio 150 and Heliocentric, obviously my favourite free ones, because they've got, like, you know, different unique tracks. Some people might say I don't really enjoy them ones, but yeah, in my opinion they're quite good ones, because, you know, you don't really get to obviously hear much of good sort of Weller songs that are well done on them ones. You know, the other sort of albums are a bit, there's some good ones on some of the other albums, and there's a bit not great in it and stuff. Okay, that might be the case maybe in some of them, but, you know, they are quite good in some ways. There is some quite bad ones, but people would nowadays, because I've watched a few sort of videos on here on YouTube, people haven't really like rated these as quite high. They're kind of like down a bit more, and that's a bit okay, yeah. But I obviously, like I say myself, some of the other ones, these newer ones and stuff, people are saying they're more better. I really don't think so. Some of the new ones are a bit, you know, a bit not as great as I'd say these ones, in my opinion. But yeah, next one, we obviously have got this one, and this is obviously, of course, Catch a Flame. This Catch a Flames one was live at Alexandra Palace. This isn't even easy to quite get nowadays. I've never ever seen this around in any record stores, any CD shops, nothing. Again, you can probably tell where this has come from. This has come from online. I ordered it online. You know, the condition is not brilliant. It looks like to me it's come from even CEX or somewhere silly, but it hasn't, of course. But yeah, this one obviously got that little, you know, poster inside it, which is quite a nice idea to do that. And then on the back of it, you know, it's got all the tracks like The Weaver, Out of the Sinking, Blink and You Miss It, Paper Smile, Peacock Zoo, From the Floorboards Up, Changing Man Savages, Going Places, Up into His Really Important Cause, I Walk on Spills, In the Crowd, Come On Let's Go, which I just mentioned from the last one, Foot of the Mountain, You Do Something to Me, Wishing on a Star, Wildwood, Pebble and the Boy again from the last one, That's Entertainment, Broken Stones, Long Hot Summer, Shout to the Top, and A Town Called Malice. And of course I missed out, you know, sorry, Blink and You Miss It, and of course Floorboards Up. And Savages. But yeah, obviously, like I say, this one is a good one, and a Catch a Flame, because I did show you, obviously, again, if you've seen that video in my Weller one, the vinyl version of this, obviously it wasn't opened and it was sealed, which is really, like, you know, quite a rarity to even get as a sealed copy. I have seen, like, recently there was a BBC copy online. Someone who I messaged, who obviously lives in Germany, he said, you know, he would make it available to the United Kingdom. Didn't know if he was even going to do it. He did it. Apparently he's listed it as brand new, never been opened. That was also sealed. It was going for like 200 something pounds, but today I went back on there and somebody's gone and brought it. So that was an opportunity gone completely, you know. But I don't currently have obviously any decent money to get that. So if that was still around by the time I could get it, I'd be like, damn. But you know. But anywho, that's not the main thing. But yeah, this is obviously, like I say, the Catch Flame, which I did on the last one. So yep. This one, obviously the next one is called Sonic Kicks. I saw this one in that shop that I mentioned in Hitchin, and it's like Vintage Exchange, I think it might have been vintage something, Antiques or something like that. But yeah, this was only $2.50 for this one. It had obviously the tracks on this one was Green, The Attic, Klinger Clan, Sleep of the Serene, By the Waters, That Dangerous Age, Study in Blue, Dragonfly, When You're Gone, Green, Around the Lake, Twilight, Drifters, Paper Chase, Be Happy Children. I see this just laying there, it was dumped there, somebody obviously might have picked it up and it was just dumped, or I don't know, it was supposed to be in the weather section and it was moved and stuff. But yeah, it's got obviously the little nice booklet inside this and everything, with all the lyrics inside that, picture obviously him in the back, and you know, all the tracks on there. So 250 wasn't bad in my opinion to get out of the Sonic Kicks one, because I don't really see much even nowadays. That's another thing, see the Sonic Kicks on there as much either, so it was quite handy and lucky. The next one, of course, I think I must have reviewed it in the Manchester one, if I can remember back then. But yeah, when I found it obviously in Manchester, I must have done this one, which was Saturn Pan. So I'm not going to go through obviously all the tracks again. I've just showed you a moment ago, and I think some of the others I might have done as well. But I've kind of, yeah, not going to go through the tracks, which I've already said on my last videos and stuff and whatnot. The one after that was obviously, of course, is this one, Paul Weller, Fly on the Walls. This is obviously the CD like box set version. It's literally got all them tracks on the back, which I'm not going to go through every single track because this is going to drag on for like a god knows how long. So I don't want to drag my video on going through every single track. It came obviously, of course, with these three. One of them is missing, there's no CD inside that, so I don't know what's happened to that CD. Obviously in the past it's, you know, been somewhere and it's disappeared now, so oops, I don't know where that's gone. Then of course you got these two, you got them two. And then what's this other thing, which was that picture on it as well that comes with it and stuff. And then obviously, of course, inside that was the great big massive, like, you know, there's a booklet thing inside it, which is quite a good thing to get with it, especially, you know. It's quite a nice thing that comes along with it, in my opinion, because obviously it's got all them like B-sides and everything in it, tracks inside it. I did show you obviously again, if you obviously watched that video with my first Weller one with all the records, I do have this obviously on vinyl, flyable. It's not been opened, I brought it from HMV, of course, ordered it online, I think. There's a collection and all them sort of things. So yeah, I've got the vinyl version, I've obviously now got this version. So yeah, this will be more what I'll be listening to and stuff. That obviously again, I won't be touching and opening because it'll be not really worth doing in my opinion. Next one obviously, of course, is this, which is a peacock suit. Now I came across this again the other day in that store I just keep mentioning about, and this was surprising to see this because I again have never ever seen this around. I might be mistaken, I might have seen it down London one time in the past, you know, when I was young, but I didn't really buy CDs back then. It was more for obviously, of course, the records. But yeah, this one was only costing me £2, which was good again, and it's not too bad for a single, I admit. It's got a peacock suit on it, and obviously, of course, Eye of the Storm, and yeah, it's obviously got the little picture on the back and stuff, and then the picture obviously on the front of them lot, Weller and obviously Steve Craig, etc. And whatever his name was, Steve White, that was it. And then obviously the other guy, I don't really know his name off by heart very well, Marco Nelson. But yeah, this one I've not seen that much around. I'm not going to try and open it and show you because you're not going to do that again. The next one, jumping forward, is obviously, of course, Paul Weller, The Bottle. This CD version, now again, this is quite a rarity to get nowadays. I don't see this much around either. You know, you might maybe see it on like things like eBay, maybe a bit, and Discogs. There's the little, you wouldn't really see it very well. Oh no, you can see it. Yeah, there's the little tracks there, which is obviously, of course, The Bottle, Coraline, I can't really say that one great, and then Coconut Grove. This one obviously, you know, there's people that have posted on YouTube. I have listened to Coconut Grove and stuff before, and of course The Bottle is from Studio 150 I was mentioned a moment ago. But yeah, this was like a limited single version, so that was quite another little edition of that one. This one I see in the shop again that I've been mentioning, the one in Hitchin, the Antique shop, and it's cost me £5.50. Now this was a bit more pricey than them other ones, I'll admit that hot, but I think it's only £5.50 because this is quite a rarity. I never ever again have seen this hardly around. I asked my dad the other day, do you have this one? He didn't really answer me. I think he does have it, but again, it's not really easy to spot. I wondered obviously if they ever done it on vinyl, but they've never ever done this on vinyl, unless I'm wrong, you know. But yeah, it's got obviously all the different tracks on here and everything. It had Tin Soldier on it as well, which was a very surprising as number 2. But yeah, this is quite a good one, hence why it's cost like, yeah, £5.50 and stuff. DVDs and sort of, you know, albums, I'm not going to go through the whole lot because I can see this is coming to like nearly 20 minutes now, so the more longer I go on, it's going to drag on the video, which I don't want to be doing. So I'm just going to show you more obviously the ones that I've brought / spotted. I don't know if I did this one. I'll do this one instead maybe. I don't know what ones I've done, so I apologise if I end up missing some out, because I can't remember if I did them in like my last other videos or something. I might be right, I might be wrong. I'll quickly do obviously the ones maybe that I haven't done. I'm not too sure because I don't know which ones have been included and what ones haven't been included. So yeah, I'll quickly just go through some of them, and then the other ones I'll talk a bit more in detail. This obviously is not any music DVD and stuff, but it's this Jawbone. Now, if obviously you know yourself that Paul would have done an album before this, he'd done the soundtrack, didn't he, for Jawbone? This is the actual film, and it's actually on here. You can tell right down the bottom there, which you can probably see like really clear. Music by Paul Weller. He literally did the soundtrack for this. I have got that on vinyl over there, so I own up which one I've got, at least on vinyl. Yeah, I've got that on vinyl, Jawbone's one, and he obviously did on the tracks and stuff. So this I brought ages ago, Jawbone, because I knew Weller was obviously featured his music on that, but I brought it ages back and stuff. Not really watched it, to be fair. I've never actually gone through and watched the whole of Jawbone. I might give it a go tonight, depending on how tired I'm going to be and how long I'm probably going to keep my eyes open, because like I mentioned in my last video. But yeah, Jawbone is quite a goodie, and I probably might, if not, I'll watch that more tomorrow better. I don't know, like I said, if I've done this on my last video, so I apologise. I'm not going to go through all the tracks in case I have, which obviously this one was Paul Weller at the BBC, it's like a DVD. This came from CEX, and obviously it's got all the tracks on there. I'm more going into better details in a minute, because there's another version. You can probably hear the music as well playing, if you can, Don't know how quiet and silent that's kind of gone. But yeah, I'll go obviously in tracks, details, and a bit more better detail in a minute. The other one was Studio 150. I did obviously recording, didn't I? So, try and have a little guess when I uploaded that video. This one obviously had all that, when it maybe, ones from that album, Hercules, all them sort of things. I'm not going to go through every single track, unfortunately, because, this video I don't want to be dragging on, because the longer my videos have been, the more it's been annoying, I admit, probably. This one I spotted the other day though, so these ones, last two I will go in a bit more detail of. Is Paul Weller live at the Royal Albert Hall, and I've never really seen this around as well. Again, I spotted it there just literally on where all the DVDs were, because it was just literally just sitting there standing out. It cost £4, which is obviously more than CEX. I did find out in the end there was a copy of this apparently down near my way in CEX, and I thought, what, for £1? So I could have saved some money again instead of paying about £4. But I didn't really know, because you could probably go to the store and it's not even there, or somebody's moved it, and you think, oh, why didn't I buy this in the first place? But there you go, you're not going to know it until you find out. So yeah, I obviously brought this just in case I don't end up getting it from CEX up my way or something like that, because they apparently have it there. But again, might not be in stock, who knows. But yeah, this had Peacock Suits, Friday Street, He's a Keeper, Back in the Fire, Dustin Rock, sorry, I Was Thinking, Heavy Soul, Time Temperatures, Frightened, You Did Something to Me, Change Your Man, Porcelain Girls, There's No Drinking After You're Dead, As You Lean Into Light, Broken Stones, Picking Up Sticks, Love Less, and Woodcast Song. And obviously we know that's more based on Heliocentric's album, isn't it? Because obviously the more main albums. This obviously of course the Royal Albert Hall. He did this one, didn't he? And then there was another one like, and if it was 2010 he did again, I remember myself, had the Royal Albert Hall, which was more based on like Wake Up the Nation, I think, and all those sort of things. That comes out obviously, I don't know if it was a CD or just a DVD version, not too sure. But yeah, my dad's definitely got that one. I can't remember really if it was DVD or CD. But yeah, and of course, last but not least, which is definitely my favourite rarity, and I got this recent. You might have seen it a moment ago, and I've just showed you obviously one of them, the DVD version, so I probably might have given it away by now. Was this one. This came obviously literally the other day, and what I posted about yesterday, I went to try and collect it, and I had a massive, literally, rock with the people who sold me to try and get me this. So in my opinion, if I didn't convince them and persuade them and had a massive go at the people and stuff and all this and I wouldn't have got this. Literally, it wouldn't have been in my possession. It still would have been in that store, and I still wouldn't have had it, and I would have been probably paying more money just to go and get it, but I didn't. So yeah, I got this off of Vinted. Vinted I don't really use much now, because people on there have been a bit, not in a personal way, but there has been some people on there who have been some very not pleasant recently. So I'm not going to come across saying other fans and all this, but there's some very unpleasant people I've come across recently on there, and they've not been as brilliant as I say. But instead of me waffling about that, it's this one which I've been playing at the moment and stuff, which you can probably hear in the background. This is the 4 CD one. The 4 CD one is the rarest to get. Now obviously you might have seen on that video when it was Manchester, I bought the standard CD version. I thought, this is a 2 CD. I never opened it and stuff, and I thought, 2 CD, should I keep it? What should I do with it? But in the end, I've brought it recently and I've gave it to my dad, which instead he obviously would more love to have something like, because, you know, I said to him it's a Father's Day present and stuff. So I've been kind to him because he's, you know, the person who got me into Weller and everything, and Weller fan. So I thought, should I go for the CD version? Obviously what I just showed you, right? So the CD version, yeah, like I just mentioned, what website it came from, Vinted. The person obviously, you know, didn't have no hassle sending me anything, had no problems with that. But it was only until I came and collected it from whatever store I had to come pick it up, and yeah, staff who served me, they were not pleasant towards me and everything, and it didn't feel like I was ever going to get this until, you know, I found a way around, and yeah, got it in the end. But yeah, this comes with 4 CDs. This has got loads of tracks, which I'm not going to go through the whole entire lot because I could be here for the next 10-20 minutes, but it comes with literally that booklet and everything, like I just showed you a moment ago. It's got 4 CDs, one of them obviously currently is playing, which I think is more Disc 2. But yeah, this is one of the rarities. It is hard to get nowadays. It is like quite a lot of money, because I've even seen people, there was one person that brought it off of eBay and they went and paid like 50 something pounds for it. This obviously cost me at least like 30 something, so I got quite a little bit of a decent bargain there. I have seen another one recently listed on Discogs. I don't know if it was to do with this, I think it was, and I think it was up, there's a record store in Newcastle way, so anybody who's watching and who lives in Newcastle and is looking for this, my recommendation is go and have a look in your record stores around the area. I think it was quite a bit decent under how much I said on eBay. I think it was like 45 and then postage was about 50, so I added up to 50. But if you went to the store, you'd probably be paying like 45 for it, which might be okay compared to obviously what I mentioned. The last one I saw on eBay, it was listed 50 something pounds. This one obviously more bargain what I paid for, 30 something pounds. So yeah, like I say, this 4 CD one is so hard to get nowadays, so if you ever come across this or in luck and get it at, like, you know, a cheaper bargain, more than me, or I've probably paid, or same price as me, you know, it's a win-win situation. But of course the 2 CD version is more easier to get, in honesty, because I know like HMV's website, they don't have any. Obviously it says sold out. You go to the stores, you can check what stores have them, which people obviously probably going to buy more when it goes to the store and get it. You can get a 2 CD version, but yeah, if you come across this version, you're in more pure luck, because this one is the hardest and rarest. You know, I never ever thought, when I did that DVD review the other day, I thought, oh, is there like a, you know, different version, all that, when I reviewed in Manchester, and I thought, you know, I did a little bit of more research and stuff, and then came across and I thought, yeah, there definitely is another version, I must remember, so that somehow there is definitely another one. And yeah, I was right, 4 CD, and it's the hardest, so that is never going anywhere, and I mean, that will never be sold and stuff. That was definitely stable, I'm keeping it. But yeah, this video was obviously based on all of them, so I'm very sorry if it's continued a lot, you know, kind of dragged on. So they're all the CDs I now have currently up to date, and also obviously all these DVDs, including especially, of course, the, you know, the movie Jawbone, which I found recently. The next one I'm not going to do, like I'd probably say this week. Like I said, I need to try and wait, in my opinion, until I get the last record. I don't know how long that's going to take, but I'm hoping to get it before I go away. So it might be more next week, if you get what I mean, rather than kind of this week, because it would like probably interrupt with this, what I've just done. So yeah, I'd probably say like for a while until I get that, then I'd go for the next, you know, review and stuff on the rest of my records finally. The singles I would try and do with it as well. Again, it's going to drag on. Might even just separate them out, maybe, depending on how long, you know, the video is going to take in it with the vinyls and stuff. But yeah, if you're interested in any of the other ones, go for, obviously, like I said, the first one I did was obviously all the records and stuff. The next video won't, of course, be me going back through all them same records I've done again, because I remember which records were done, probably not done, because all the newer ones up to date. But yeah, like I say, watch them ones, defo them videos, if you obviously see this what I wanted just a moment ago. Like and subscribe, definitely follow, always keep up to date. Watch that David Bowie one I just did recently, which is obviously all them 3 records if you're a David Bowie fan. There will be some other David Bowie ones coming like from next month, and maybe say this month, but I don't know yet if I'm going to even bother with trying to buying some more records and stuff. I might give it a break more. I'm more after at the moment, like mostly I'd say like some more Weller CDs, the deluxe editions. There is another one coming, which is Stanley Road. I'll just tell you which one it is. And then there's obviously the other two, which is the first album's one, and then of course Wildwood. The other ones, like, you know, there's Sonic Kicks Again, there's another version of that, and there's like All Modern Classics, all them sort of ones, including 66 I might have thought recently to buy. I don't know yet, so that's another temptation. But yeah, all the like the recent sort of ones and stuff, and all the sort of deluxe editions, I don't have much of them and stuff, except from obviously of course this one more, and then Wake Up the Nation, which I did for my Manchester video. But yeah, I'd probably say them ones I'd, you know, definitely more hunt down for, because they're the better ones at the moment. But yeah, my video's gone for a good long while, so thank you for watching if you've watched this long. And yeah, like I said, please like and subscribe, defo follow always, and Wasteland Man, we'll see you again.